Oh yeah! Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to RPL Formula DOS. No, Formula Uno actually. We're at the Shanghai International Circuit in China for the second round of the for the fourth season. Season 3 champion Mr. L74G is about to finish his lap. We've currently done almost 8 minutes of Q1, and at the moment 12 people have set times. Mr. L74G will make it, and he will put himself at the top by a tenth of a second to Mr. Portly Boot. Unhunted has returned because he is safe and through. Serge is not looking very good around here. He was obviously shocked many of us last weekend. But this weekend, Mr. Serge does not appear to be. Here is Mr. Felipe on the lot. Eoin put himself into the P7, just a tenth quicker than the Williams of GW comes into the popcorn. So does his teammate Zakaria. Peox Kings is on a out lap. His teammate Gecko, I believe, maybe on an in lap. Indeed, he is on an in lap, Mr. Gecko. Peox Kings will be the next driver to start a lap. Disappointing outing for Peox Kings last week. Obviously, immediately knocked out of the race before turn 1, same with Felipe. Both drivers looking to bounce back. Into turn 1, you can hear the Honda engine, the meaty Honda engine. I believe Mali is on a lap, and Valder is lap. So irrelevant, and both Mercedes come into the pits. Peox Kings has done a good sector 1. And through the S section he comes in China, the best part of the track I'd say. The AlphaTauri zooming through. It's an interesting helmet design. Using all the exit curve we can to maximise the speed carried through the corners to get that shortest time to the line. And he will be looking to get through to Q2 this week. He did last week as well, of course. Didn't get to Q3, his teammate Gecko did get to Q3 quite easily. We'll see what Peox Kings can do this week. Can he get closer to his teammate Gecko? We'll find out. Comes through the final corner to set the lap time. It's going to be 2 seconds, almost off, 1.7 seconds. 7 tenths behind his teammate. It's a good banker lap, but it's not quite. It's good, but it's not quite calm. And here is the Alfa Romeo of Los Sparks. Maxwell G is on a lap now as well, the Red Bull driver. His interesting helmet design is very intriguing. As he zooms down the gargantuan back straight. You see who else on the lap? There's a McLaren, that's Serge. Serge improves on his lap by 6 tenths. He goes P7, 3 tenths off his teammate, 4 tenths off his teammate now at this point. So Serge improving, but not good enough to match his teammate. Maxwell goes first in Q1. He will be happy with that result. As it stands. Instincts is on the lap. Lil Sparks has invaded his lap. And the 2 racing points are being tapped now. But Senior Gecko comes into turn 1. He's on another lap. Trying to make sure he's extra safe. I don't know why he's doing another lap. He's already safely through, I'd say. But he's going on the gargantuan back straight now. He'll be the next man to set a hot lap. Here he comes. Oh, and he's spun and he's on the grass! And he's done a massive mistake. He's just gone on the throttle a bit too easy there. And he's dropped the car. He's just dropped it. And that's him. That lap completely ruined. And there's RPL Sergi Wojcik coming to... Oh, interesting. Sergi Wojcik. Oh, Gecko almost colliding with the Red Bull of Maxwell G. And then we'll come to Racing Points. Oh, Gecko comes into the pits. Pro Marshall obviously does not. Pro Marshall comes across the line and he goes 5th fastest in Q1, and his teammate Z-Tex goes 6th fastest. So with all top 6 cars in the top 6, Hunted currently best of the rest. And Tadpole is also on a lap. He's locked up coming into the chicane. And that's what you want to see from Tadpole. You want to see something, but not too silly with breaking too much. Not breaking too much, just slamming on the brakes, you know, locking up chunky. We do know that Haas have horrible brakes. I don't know if that translates into the game as well, but we move. He doesn't. Oh, a slight lock up there as he comes through the hairpin. Mali is safely free, so he retires from the session. Tadpole coming through. Can he get out of the danger position? He can. Sends his teammate Jack Miles down there. The danger zone. And the Schiller, who's currently in the drop zone, who certainly won't finish in the drop zone, surely. Surely will. And Dark Killer as well. Surely both of those drivers will easily get out of the drop zone. And you can just see how quick Matt GW really is. He's in a Williams, the worst car in the grid, and he's 1 second quicker than Tadpole. Here comes Darius Schiller. And the Schiller is going to come across the final corner. Can he get out of the drop zone? He should do. And easily gets out of the drop zone into the top 7 positions, into the best of the rest position. And he is loving life at the moment. We've got Jack Miles, who's currently in the danger position. Going on another run, it seems. A lot of the cars in the bottom. Every car from 13th downward is out on track. Payox, that is, if we go down, Payox Kings, Matt GW, Jack Miles, Tadpole, Instincts, Vicaria, Sparks, and Dark Killer are all out on track. Jack Miles is backing off of his lap. Tadpole, what's he going to do? He's going to come into the pits. That looks like it'll be the end of qualifying for Tadpole. Vicaria has begun a lap, so is Little Sparks. Vicaria will be the first of these bottom 5 current people in the elimination area to set a lap time. The Williams boy. Zooming through the hairpin area here. Other stuff. He's not going to give him any road from the Mercedes. They give the Williams boost, but through the S section he comes. He is pushing the car, he's pushing the Williams to its potential, and that's obviously showing what you can do when you link everything phenomenally, but Zakaria has not been bad from him, maybe just lacking in confidence to overly send it, or lacking the traction out of the corners. And through the snail corner he comes. Felipe, everyone pretty much is retiring now. Everyone that's confident they can get through. Everyone 14th and upwards should be safe. 15th upwards to be safe. Jack Miles improved his lap. Wasn't enough to gain a position. And here comes Zakaria into the hairpin now. 18th at the moment. 3.1 seconds off Maxwell G. Can he improve and get any closer to the Rebel driver? Let's have a look. He's invalidated the lap and he's fuming. Oh, and he's had a massive crash. And Sparks comes through. And Sparks improves by 7 tenths, but still remains currently last. Of all those still lap. Perks King sets on a lap, goes P11. Here comes Dark Killer, goes P10, sorry. Matt GW coming across the final corner with massive tow from the Mercedes of L74G. He goes 14th, driven by 4 tenths, showing that the only reason he's able to get out of the drop zone is because of Mercedes. And Instincts comes through the final corner. He will qualify P18. And abysmal qualifying session again for the Ferrari Academy. 4 cars, 2 teams completely out. As expected though, with their poor performance. Poor car performance. If anyone else wasn't that Williams, then they'd be down there as well with those boys. Was the car getting out qualified by his teammate by only maths. Let's just go 1.6 seconds. Let's do that. No, it's not 1.6, 1.7, huh? Yeah, 1.7 seconds. So, a bit embarrassing, really. It's alright. The fun for G on a lap, he seems to be. It's a bit of fun. Everyone should be finishing off now. Was that Instinct retiring on track? Oh, penalty coming your way, boy. Also, 4G uses them. Oh, the scenes we hit the wall there and we come off. That would have been an absolutely enjoyable experience. And there's still a lot of people on track for some reason. Schiller's up there. Oh, that's his AI car. GW, Perks Kings, Dark Killer need to retire. What's the point coming into the pitch and you just cross the line and end the session? I don't get it. Keep people like this. Well, retire from the session. Just went in Dark Killer, the absolute melt. There you go, boys and gals. There's your drop zone for Q1. Sparks and the Alfa Romeo. Zakaria and the Williams out qualifying Sparks, so fair play to him. Instincts in the Alfa Romeo. Tadpole and Jack Miles in the Haas. And Felipe, interestingly enough, was P15 there. So he's on the cusp of elimination next session, which is interesting. In the Renault, his teammate is P8. So interesting. He's 1 second almost off his teammate as well in that session. Serge is also way off his teammate, far behind his teammate. The 2 Ferraris pretty close together, and AlphaTauris also pretty far apart as well. With Perks Kings being qualified by around 6-7 temps. So there's your Q1 session done. And we move on to Q2. There we go. Ready for the second stage. He's going to be the first driver to come out onto the track. And we will see who's got what tyres on. If you look there, a lot of drivers thinking about the mediums. Softs are a very hard tyre to start on at China, but it can be done. And it looks like a Ferrari of Easton's getting ready to come out there, and a McLaren of Serge probably. there's a racing. Is that a racing point? That's punted actually, surprisingly. Z-Tech's unusually going to be one of the first drivers out on track. Usually he waits till the end. But he comes out immediately here in the racing point. And behind him comes Hunted in the mediums. So Z-Tech has opted to come out on a set of softs, interestingly enough. So, wonder why he's done that. The mad lad. So we move. And behind Hunted will come Easton, who knows that his car's not good enough to get through, so he comes out on the softs. And behind him is the Renault of Felipe on the soft. He was near the drop zone, so that's probably why he's also going for softs. Then there's an AlphaTauri. That is Peox Kings, is it? Yes, it is. And the other McLaren of Surge, who's on the mediums as well. So, a mix of strategies here. I'm actually going to turn down the game audio, it seems to be a bit too loud. There we go. So when I'm on board you can actually hear the commentary now. You can, well I mean, maybe you want to hear the cars over me, I don't know. But, yeah, anyway. Hunted, is that a mare? What's happened there? Oh, he's at a stinky. Anyway, Z-Tex is on a lap, he's involved in it already. Nice goal, good to see, you love to see that. Here in Felipe, here he comes, zooming through turn 1. A long, twisty section, similar to Kuala Lumpur's turn 1 section, but a bit bigger, a bit longer, and a bit shitter. And is that a Red Bull of Maxwell G off the track with the Z-Tex? Interesting. Teammates last season. Z-Tex and Maxwell. Did they have a collision? Let's have a look at Maxwell's front wing. Can we see? Oh, and there's a Ferrari of Dark Killer, I think. No, it's not Dark Killer, it's Easton then. What's going on there? Some shenanigans going on here. So if we look back at Max's cars, he got damage. Can't see. Cool. Z-Tex doesn't have any damage. Maxwell, I don't think, has any either. Interesting. It will be the next man to. Oh Jesus! There's the Renault there, or the McLaren, sorry, of Hunted Laxatives, and he in the way of Felipe. Here comes Felipe. Through the final corner, he'll be the first person to set a first person to set a lap time in Q2, and it'll be a 1:32.6, and that's a pretty poor lap. And what's going on there? Maxwell is out. What is going on? Chaos King says no wing. What's happened there? Anyway, Gecko comes through. He goes first at the moment. I might have to look at. I think what happened there is Z-Tex might have crashed into him because RSF1 Easton's still sending laughing emojis, thinking it's hilarious. So I don't know what's happened. I mean, if anything did happen there, we was sent into the steerage room. There'll definitely be a chunky punishment. But Max and G's not going to have to start P15 on the grid. Grid penalty for Z-Tex, collision with Kings. So Z-Tex has got a grid penalty. So yeah. Z-Tex has done something, obviously. I'm being told that Z-Tech just absolutely murdered people. And Matt comes across the corner, invalidates his lap. That's embarrassing, Matt. And Maxwell's very unhappy. He's saying that he just got absolutely destroyed. Anyway. I mean, Z-Tex was doing something dodgy there by the whole time he was around Maxwell. But here comes Porter in the mediums, and he goes quickest by 7 attempts to Hunter Vax. Good stuff from the Season 1 title contender. And Easton has sent in what happened, so I'm going to review it. I can't show it to the Twitch, unfortunately, but I will describe what happens. And Easton, or sorry, Dark Killer has invalidated his lap, so this will mean nothing. And Matt is also coming in. Then there's the racing point of Corey Marshall, and behind him a Mercedes. Anyone on a flying lap? Just Corey Marshall on an actual lap. So we're watching on Easton. Easton spun out of the snail corner. He's getting a bit loosey-goosey. Let's skip to it. So, okay. So Z-Tex just... Perox King's coming through on a flying lap. Z-Tex is blocking the racing line. Comes across, hits Perox Kings when he's trying to avoid the car in the middle of the road. That hits Kings into Maxwell and knocks out Maxwell G out of the session. So Z-Tex will probably receive a chunky punishment for that, but a quality ban should be right, you know. It's quite despicable, personally. Anyway, let's get back into the important stuff here. The actual action on track. 6 minutes left of the session. Mercedes drivers are both about to commit. Or Mali 41's invalidated his lap. Oh no! Oh no! Dear. That was not what you want to see. That's exactly what I want to see. I want to see him fucking suffer. Anyway, RPL surge on a flying lap on the mediums. Previous lap was not an actual lap. Felipe also on a lap. He's now on the soft tyres. And his teammate De Schiller is on a flying lap as well. He's invalidated it. An L74G goes 7 attempts quicker than Portly on the set of mediums, so he will be fine to start in the mediums. L74G is into champion. De Schiller is going to have to go again. He's going to go again on the mediums here. Oh, and he's balled it. He's balled it again. He's to go and come back around again. He's absolutely had it mare there, De Schiller. And here comes Surge. Can Surge overtake? He does overtake Felipe at P5 at the moment. A lot of people have not set laps. There's only 4 minutes 40 seconds left, and a lot of people have not set lap times yet. Felipe now coming through on the set of soft tyres. Felipe will put himself P3 with a set of soft tyres, 7 attempts off the current P1 time. RSF on Easton starts a lap. Serge is on another lap, it seems. See? Looks like he's on another lap. The Schiller is definitely not. He's involved in this one. And Serge got a lot of ERS on him, so I think he's going again. He's on P7 after reset lap there. Z-Tech set a lap. It says he's on out lap all the time for some reason, Z-Tech, but I don't think he is. It's a visual glitch. But Serge, I don't think he is on a lap. Which is Car Marshal on a lap. No, he's not. Just checking. So that visual glitch is only with Z-Tech. Easton will be the next person to go across the line, will he? Or is Felipe on a lap? Felipe is coming in, I believe. Surely? Yeah, he is. Portable is in the pits. Z-Tex is out of, well, he's not out, but he's out on track. So yeah, the next person that will do that will be Easton. Here comes the Ferrari driver. Can he get into Q3? Neither Ferrari got into Q3 last weekend, I believe, if my memory serves me right. But he surely, with 2 minutes 40 seconds left to go, look how many people have not set laps. With luck, he will get through. Let's see what his lap time is, though. It's a horrible lap. He is on mediums, to be fair to him. But he's 1.9 seconds off the pace. And Payox Kings is out on a set of medium tyres. Interesting. He's going to try and get through. Mali has involved in his lap. Mali's going to get knocked out, boys and girls. This could be costly if I missed Mr. Mali. Matt GW on his lap of the sauce. Matt might get into Q3 here if he's lucky, if he gets it right here with all these drivers involved in the crucial final laps. Matt with a big lockup though. I'll be very, very costly on his tyres at the race start. And Dart Killer comes across line to start his last flying lap, surely. Here comes Matt. He's going to get the big toe from L7, 4 grams of poo. Massive toe. And now Matt will come through. Can he get a good lap time in and get himself into Q3, the first Williams Q3 of the season? Of course, it's only round 2, but he goes P5, 1 second off the P1 time at the moment. And Corey Marshall goes P6. He's behind Matt. Interesting. Payox Remix now on the set of mediums. What can Remix do? And that's Dark Killer. No, that's not Dark Killer. That's Easton in front of him. Easton's gone off the track there, so Easton looks to be done this session unless he can go around and do another lap. And Payox Kings has got a bit loosey-goosey. 10 people set lap so far. And that Renault up ahead is to Schiller. He's going to start a lap. Payox Kings will be the next person to do a hot lap. And Payox Kings is going to come through the final corner. Can he get into Q3? In the second attempt, he doesn't get into Q3. He's the first man to be confirmed out of the session. Mali now on a lap. Can he get himself through Q3 on these medium tyres? He needs to make sure he does not ball his last corners. Last few corners, mate. And here comes Mali. And he comes through with enough fuel to cross line, yes he will. And Mali is safely through to Q3. Payox Kings is going to be out to Schiller. Is he going to be out? I think he might be. And RSF on Easton and Serge are both confirmed out as with Payox Kings. Can the Schiller do anything here? I don't know if he can. He looks to have a lot of pace, so I don't know if this is a quick lap or not. Or Marshall is safety free. Matt is qualified P6 in Q3 and Q2. This is absolutely outrageous scenes. Matt is into Q3 in a Williams. And that's because a lot of people around him in the midfield trying to get into Q3 with the medium tyre. Starting on the soft is not a good play. Maybe even starting P11, maybe starting even P14 on the mediums better than starting P7 on a set of softs. But here comes the Schiller through the final corner. Can the Schiller get through to Q3? No, he can't. He's P11. So the Schiller will technically be starting in the best position you can to get fresh new tyres. But that's going to be disappointing for the Schiller. He wanted to get into Q3, get into that top 8 in Q3 as well. But the Schiller will have to deal with that. Felipe, his teammate, gets through easily. But he will be starting on the soft tyres come race start. And he's actually improved his time. And he's gone quicker than Zetec, Portaboo and Mali. Albeit he is on a set of softs. So good stuff from showing he's give a shit, mate. He's going to push to the end. And there's Payox Kings, P14. Last of everyone who set a lap. And that's really sad to see. So for the second time, Payox Kings gets knocked out in Q2 and his teammate gets through into Q3. And for the second time, East gets knocked out in Q2 as well. But his teammate Dark Killer is actually through. Interesting. So he's beat his teammate up by 2 attempts. Oh, of course, Zetec's got a grid penalty for absolutely destroying people. Maxwell included. Maxwell probably would have easily got through. But of course, you know, absolutely destroyed, so that would have knocked down Dark Killer. So Dark Killer's a very lucky boy. So the people starting on soft will be Felipe, Matt, and Gecko. Everyone else will most likely be starting on the mediums or hards. And just to reframe, Maxwell, Payox King, Surge, Easton, and the Schiller are your eliminations from Q2 coming into Q3. There's a Williams in Q3, so this will be very interesting. Very intriguing to see what happens here in Q3. Will Matt receive some too? We'll have to see if it goes right. And it's getting a bit cloudy as well. And I've got news from the weatherman that apparently 45 minutes or something into the race, let me actually relook at what my weatherman told me. The weatherman has said to me, it gets light rain, 45 mins in. So near the end of the race there will be light rain, intermediate rain. In the race, that is. It'll be very interesting. And what's also interesting is how many cars there are in Q3. I mean, well, there's obviously 10, but I'm on about how many different cars there are. So of course we've got 2 Mercedes and we've got 2 Racing Points, but no other team has both cars in Q3 this session. Red Bull obviously got 1 car, AlphaTauri 1 car, Williams 1 car, McLaren 1 car, and Renault and Ferrari both with 1 car as well. So 4 cars, no, 10 cars made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams. It's very interesting. 8 different teams in Q3. So that means only 2 teams not having a car in Q3 here are Haas and Alfa Romeo. So that as you will. Gecko is going to be the first to cross the line to start a hot lap. Will he be the first to set a lap? Will it be invalidated? Will he die? Will he crash? Will he burn? We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Here he comes, Gecko. Through turn 6 into the hairpin. Or we turn on telemetry, do you want? Well, we can turn on telemetry if you want. And through the S as he comes. That's a very interesting helmet. I like that helmet design from Gecko. Very nice, very nice. Running wide, maximising the speed as we said previously on people's lap. Eoin actually mentioned that. It's exact corner. And the Mercedes behind him is that's Mali behind him. So Season 2 champion Mali behind Gecko. He's probably got the talent for it to win a championship in RPL, but it's just not the consistency. Or perhaps even the motivation to fight for the championship in RPL. Through the final corners he comes. Gecko will qualify, obviously P1 at the start, and he will be 1.2 seconds off the time set by Mali. Here comes Corey Marshall. What will he do in his first Q3 lap? 6 tenths off the Mercedes. Portly Boat will be the next to cross the line here in Q3, and he goes P2, 1 tenth off Mali. And here comes the Ferrari of Dark Killer in his first Q3 appearance, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, I don't care. 1.6 seconds off the provisional pole time set by Mali 41. Here comes LSM4G ready to put in the provisional pole time. Most likely he does. 6 tenths up on his teammate. Blistering lap from the Season 3 champion. Mercedes obviously having an all-championship lineup. The first time in RPL history two teams have been in the same team. Felipe 2.4 seconds off, and Zetex just starting a lap. So there's your first main runs done. And unsurprisingly, LSM4G is on top, but he is surprisingly 6 tenths up on his team at Mali. So Mali doing a bit of a Valtteri Bottas. Embarrassing for you, mate. I've just dropped my phone. That's not what you want to see. So we try and get my phone back, and we watch Matt's lap here. And Matt getting a chunky toe from 74G as usual. And let's see where this puts Matt. He comes through the final corner. Matt GW will place himself P8. So all that toe for nothing. Bless him. And then next across the line was Zetex there. He goes P3. So I didn't catch that. And they all come back into the box. As we wait now for them to come back out for their final runs. Their ultimate runs. Those were their penultimate runs, and these will be their ultimate runs. So, I just have news that the stream is apparently 5 minutes, or 6 minutes now it seems to be, behind, but that's completely normal. I don't really think that's an issue, because we're going to be using this stream and post it on YouTube. We're also going to get the race highlights, so if you are watching this stream, make sure to subscribe to RPL's YouTube channel, you'll see this race in its entirety replayed if you want to look back at it, and then eventually a few days afterwards you will see the race highlights if you want to just look at the Gucci stuff. Maybe I might make a qualifying highlights, but qualifying is a bit of a chore to go through. And Mali comes out early to set his final run. Or maybe he's put a bit extra fuel in the tank to do a few extra runs. Here comes the Season 2 champion. Can he fight for the championship this season? He's only 8 points off this the championship. And through the Snaily boy he comes, and that's a very nice Snaily boy from Mali 41. And he is surely up on his time, is he? He's up by a 10th on his time. So at this rate, he could fight for pole position. Gear all the way down to third gear, and the double left-hander down to second, then immediately back up to third for the acceleration off the corner. Appears to be the meta in this game apparently. Go down to the lower gear and then on traction immediately shift up into the chicane. He's in second gear, but he stays in second gear this time. Shifts early to third gear, and his teammate going to give him a tow. That's interesting. And two teammates giving each other, him giving his teammate a tow. Will Mali give his teammate back a tow? We'll have to wait and see. Can Mali take pole position from his teammate who gave him a tow through the final corner? Oh, what's going on there then? Is he alright? What a weird Donny. Anyway, Hunted Laxatives is on his first and probably only lap here of Q3. This interesting purple helmet, I kind of like it. For the final sections of the track he comes, Mr. Hunted Laxatives. And for the final corner, very poor last corner. I don't think this is going to be very good from Hunted. It'll put him P6. Which is alright at the moment. Best of the rest, as Max has got absolutely ruined. So, I think he'll take that at the moment. Felipe now is up by 4 attempts at his time. And that will put him into P8, but if he improves by then another 4 attempts in the final sector, that could put top 6. Let's see the number 50 Renault coming through the final corner. Mr. Felipe will place him P7, 1/10 off that P6 spot. And my Dark Killer will start his final lap. L74G is on a pole lap here. Matt giving him a slippy dop, slipstream, paying the favour for Q3, Q2, and Q1, Q2. Not Q3 though. That's L74G now into the final sector of the track. Will he improve on this pole time? 1:28.8 currently. Through the final corner, the champion comes through and he sets a 1:28.5. That goes even quicker. Blistering pace from the champ. And next up will be Zach Corey Marshall. And it's going to be Z-Tex the fraud to start a lap. As Hunted on another lap. Hunted is over. Well, not over, he's done his laps. Next up is Portly Poo. And Portly Poo will put himself, will want to put himself into the top 3, maybe getting that second position from Mali. Is Mali going to make it? Mali's not going to make it to the line. Mali's done all he can. Hunted has done all he can. This is it, the last run for Portly Poo, and he goes P2, he gets second. And no matter what happens now, Portly finish, or will start second, unless Corey Marshall can beat him, because if Z-Tex beats him, he will finish down the order anyway with that 5-place grid penalty. Here comes Dark Killer in the Ferrari. P8 for Dark Killer is the best he can do. Can Gecko beat that? Felipe is done. He's done out here, boys. That's the best he can do. Corey Marshall looks to be finished as well as he. No, he's not. He's still going. And Corey Marshall is going to finish qualifying He's going to start P4 because of his teammate's grid penalty. And here comes Matt GW. He got a 2 there actually from L740. So L740 returning the favour again. Matt's going to work and he put his Williams. He's going to start P10. And that's unfortunate for Matt. Gecko and Valdez's lap, so he'll start P9. And Zetex, where can he get second? Net second, but where will he start? So he gets third, meaning he will start P8. P8 downwards will move up 1 position. So Mali will start third. Corey will start 4th. Hunter's 5th. Felipe 6th. And Dark Killer will start 7th. And then will come Zetex in P8. And there is your qualifying. L740 takes his 2nd pole position season. No, sorry, wait, does he? No, he doesn't. He takes his 1st pole position of the season. Mali got pole last week in Australia. And let me add that to the RPL stats. Mali, or the L740 now has another pole position, extending the current record of 11 to 12. And interestingly enough, the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, the top 6 most, the top 6 pole sitters, or the top 6 drivers that have the most poles in RPL history are all in this race. Zetex has got 6 poles. He's P6 in the standings of pole positions. Mali also got 6. Gecko also has 6 poles. Portley and De Schiller both on 9 pole positions, and now L740 on 12. And how many RPL race winners have we got on this grid, actually? So we've got L740 with 17 RPL wins. Portley with 10 wins. De Schiller's got 7 wins. Mali has 6 wins. Gecko 4 wins. Matt's got 3 wins. Maxwell's got 2 wins. ZZX got 2 wins. And those are all the drivers' wins on the current grid. I've got 2 wins, but I'm in commentary, so that doesn't count. So technically I'm as good as Zetex. And now we wait. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. And we have read it up. I didn't see who read it up first. So here we go. Into the race. And Port Booth qualified from the race lap. Nice, good stuff from Port Booth. It's exactly what we want to see from your lead driver in the qualifying session. Ah. We love a formation lap. Very intriguing stuff. The little sparks from the grid. Oh, and he almost crashes into his teammate. Oh, contact. And Pooh's the only man on. Does it say why he's on the grid? No, it doesn't. Anyway. All 20 or all 19 cars on the back straight. Look at that beautiful image. Let's actually take a little screenshot of that. Maybe use that for a thumbnail, you know. Let's actually take a look at that again. Actually, I want to look at this. That's a bit of a poo thumbnail, not gonna lie. Anyway, we come to the grid. And Sparks will not be the last driver on the grid, will be his teammate Instincts. And Zakaria is also there, he's ghosted a little bit though. Into Sparky Warky. As we get ready for the Chinese Grand Prix. And they're all lined up now. And we're getting ready for the start of round 2 of the 4th season of RPL at China. And the lights are going to turn on surely when? They're not turning on. Is there a glitch in the system? And we're getting ready to go to 5 lights for the Chinese Grand Prix. And we're off. And it seems to be a good start from the pole position. L74G as we come into turn 1. And the McLaren there of Hunter gets a good start. And he's going to go 3 wide there with Corey Marshall and Malley. But he backs out a little bit. There's a Renault going off the track in the back. And he's going to come try and join him without causing a ruckus. And at the back of the pack there, we see a lot of collisions happening. And there's the Renault. That was the Schiller who's went off the track. And we've got winglets coming off at the back of the grid. Malley's fallen down to P8. And oh, there's a crash. That's Alfa Romeo with a little Sparky Warky. And there's Malley there struggling in the midfield. I don't know what's happened to him, but he's had a mare. His E-Tex immediately back up into P4, back where he should be. Malley now going up the inside of Felipe, and he's through the Renault. And the other Renault struggling at the back. There's Maxwell going side by side with Stefan Easton, the Red Bull, trying to make his way through after a poor qualifying due to the mishap he suffered with Z-Tex. And now he's got the Williams of Matt GW in front of him. And there's the Schiller in the background making an overtake on Tadpole as that. He's going to go wheel to wheel with the Haas. He's going to try and get a switchback manoeuvre on him. Oh, and Tadpole's almost lost it, but he saves it at the last minute. And Portly Boot is 2 tenths behind the race leader. He's not going to try anything. And Z-Tex has got through past his teammate. And there's Senior Gecko going down the inside of Hunted. We see Felipe still with Malley, interestingly enough. Malley's not performing as quick as I'd expect him to get back through that field. He's definitely got a warning there. And L740 leads us through after lap 1. It says lap 3 for some reason, but I believe it is still lap 2 now. And there's Malley getting past Hunted. And into the pits. We have our first 2 casualties into the pits as Felipe now gets past Hunted. And next on his list will be Maxwell G. The Schiller's having a good scrap at the back there with Jack Miles. Let's have a look at that. Jack having to give that one up. Maxwell G going down the inside of Hunted. McLaren on Red Bull. Back in the days in 2010s, this would have been a phenomenal scrap between 2 mighty teams, but now the Red Bull is the mighty and the McLaren has fallen. And Mr. Sherrod, what's going on here? Is he... Look at that timing screen is definitely glitched. He's nowhere near anyone. And L740 is doing a stellar job at the moment of holding everyone off. Malley going to go down the inside of Gecko. And Felipe's had to take avoiding action. There's Maxwell overtaking the McLaren again. Or has he just got past him? I'm not sure. We're going to have to look at this again. Oh, Maxwell's contract has been made. Maxwell's lost all the guard he made up. And I think not only there, Maxwell G turning in on Hunted laxatives into the last corner. Hunted had every right to be in that space, and Hunted now has actually lost a position to Dark Killer, which he will want to swiftly get back. And he's in a Ferrari sandwich at the moment, the McLaren. So Ferrari and McLaren, two historic teams. Ferrari have won championships in RPL. They won the Season 1 championship. With me and the Shield won the Drivers' Championship. We won the Constructors as well. Since then, it's been Mercedes domination. It's that Maxwell G going wheel to wheel with Payox Remix into the S section, and they're giving each other exactly the right amount of space. And the lead Red Bull against the sister AlphaTauri gets through, and we've got an incident. L74G's out of the race, and he's off the track, and he's hit the wall, and that's his first retirement in forever. Oh my days! If we go on board with, we can't go on board anymore, but the race leader has somehow crashed. Pontypool now leads the Chinese Grand Prix from Zetex and Marshall. And Mali now is going to try and be the sole Mercedes left. I might get L74G in the co-commentator, that'd be pretty cool. But he's out of the Chinese Grand Prix. And he from lap 1 to lap 3, and he balls it so early into the race. Very unlike him. You know, he's a very consistent, very calm, keeps his head driver, and he's lost it. And he's lost his head. And here's Jack Miles hurrying onto the back of Zakaria, the fight for P16. And oh, they make contact, and Jack has been hit. And he saves it beautifully. But he's going to be clipping that and sending that into the shirt for sure. And Zakaria spins him, the naughty boy. And here comes Maxwell G immediately down the inside after that contact with Zakaria and Jack. And Maxwell's immediately making action. And L74G's angry. He's left the game. He's fuming. And Maxwell seeming to find it pretty hard to get past Matt in the Williams. Interesting. Matt is on softs, so is on mediums. But Maxwell has the superior Red Bull at his disposal. And this is a fight for P10 after Maxwell's poor start to the race. Well, he got a good start to the race actually, and then he obviously made that error with Hunted, which cost him many positions. And now this holding up from Matt is going to allow numerous drivers. And there you see there's the Schiller and Perks Kings as Mali gets up to the podium positions, and then overtake on Corey Marshall in the foreground. And there's the Schiller trying to go up the inside of Matt now, creating a 2-for-1 deal. Matt almost getting scammed, but he holds on to P11 now. And now the Schiller's coming back at him. On board with the Renault driver. Is he going to try it up the inside? Matt needs to give him the space here. Matt gives him the space, and you can just see Matt's winglet there on the left. As we look at Matt now, and Matt is now behind the Schiller. And the Schiller up to P11. Going to try and follow Maxwell. Try and catch up to the cars in front. And now Payox Kings, who's had a poor qualifying. On the hard tyres, Payox Kings is the chosen. And he's now on the back of the Williams. Do anything substantial here. As we're now into lap 5, so it's calmed down a little bit now. But we've got a Ferrari on the back of Felipe. We've got a bit of a train form behind Gecko here. And we've got another 5-car train. And as I was saying before, my controller randomly disconnected. We've got another 5-way scrap going like we had last week. Oh, there's Gecko making a late move, and Felipe is going to send it on the inside. And oh, Gecko's been hit by Dark Killer in the Ferrari. And Felipe's fuming. He's lost a bit of a wing, and he's going to have to pit. Same with Gecko. Gecko's pitting early as well. He is on softs, to be fair. And then this 5-way scrap is becoming a 3-way scrap, and it's Hunted yet again in this Ferrari sandwich. He's going to get overtaken. The outside Dark Killer's going to try it. Hunted showing them no space whatsoever, and Easton's going to take this opportunity to go down the inside of his teammate. Not having it. Dark Killer come back at him. Unbelievable scenes, Jeff. And the two Ferraris going wheel to wheel, and Dark Killer comes out top here. And this is allowed Hunted now. So Hunted was the one overtaking Dark Killer, my bad. This is allowed Hunted to get past the two Ferraris, and he can push on to the top 4. Can he actually get a podium this race, Hunted? Possibility if he gets lucky. But at the moment it looks like Portly Boot has this win currently in the bag at the moment. Then comes Z-Tex, easy podium position for him. And Mali if he actually keeps his head, unlike his teammate. Also hoping to get a podium. Maybe even win the race. Can Mali come back and win? And this is an important part of the already. 2 races in on the 16 race calendar. We've got less races this season. And this is crucial point now for all championship contenders. As Dark Killer goes down the inside of Hunter, he's going to make it another first shot. But he's got deep, he's locked up massively, he's got off the track, he's going to lose 2 positions instead of gaining 1. And Easton tried to get past him as well, so Dark Killer goes from 6th to 5th, back down to 7th. And that's incredibly unlucky for the Ferrari driver, who's now this battling with these lot is causing Maxwell to slowly creep up behind them, make it a 4-way scrap for P5. And as I was saying, this is a crucial point in the season already for drivers such as Portly Boot and Mali and Z-Tex and Marshall and even Maxwell, but he's having a poor race, to get those extra points to gain on L74G. They know he's the best driver, probably with the best, or the best driver with the driver with the most chance of winning the championship, being one of the best drivers, one of the best cars. Sorry, the best car. So they need to take this time to capitalise and pull out a gap in the championship. Tampol with a 3-second time penalty. And there's Marshall still in the DRS range of Mali. And this could soon become a 5-way scrap. The show's getting involved as well. And Sparks and Tampol having a little scrap. Jack Miles going to get involved soon as well. At the back you can see. Let's actually have a look at that. Let's see what's going on here between these boys. Here we go. Jack going wheel to wheel now. Jack on the softs and Sparks on. This is 3 Ferrari. And oh, never mind. Maxwell just made an overtake. So we're going to look at that. And Hunter's being overtaken now by Easton as well. Easton on the outside. And Easton now gets the inside. So he pulls it around the outside and keeps the inside for the next corner. And Easton now surely has got the position 1. But no, Hunter's still there. Or with Mr. Maxwell G. We can see this. Hunted with the superior straight line speed. And he gets out in front of the Ferrari. But the Ferrari comes back at him up the inside. Here comes Easton. And around the outside of the long left-hander. Can he pull it off? No, he cannot. And it's up to Eoin, that fight we were looking at before we came back onto here. Miles, Jack Miles is now ahead of Sparks, and so is Tapple. And they're going to scrap into the hairpin as well. But we've got a 5-way scrap for 5th here at the moment. We cannot miss a single second of action here. So this season already starting the tracker of a season so far, with multiple 5-car trains already, and all these cars are within 13 to 14, but 1.2 seconds 5 cars are within. And let's have a look what's going to happen now. Hunted at the front train without any DRS. Here comes Maxwell G and the Ferrari, Rebel on the Ferrari. The Ferrari's got a poor engine, of course, now. And Maxwell G goes down the inside of the Ferrari. We've got 1 Ferrari lap earlier. It's the 2nd Ferrari now, and the Schiller now needs to here. Wise up. And start getting overtakes as Dark Killer comes into the pits. The first medium runner, I believe, to come into the pits. And that now makes this 5-car train a 4-car train with slightly lagging behind. And now next up on Maxwell's list is Hunter Laxatives, who he had that contact with, of course, earlier in the race. It was Maxwell's fault, but he has now repaid the favour and came back now. Can he return the favour to Hunted? Or not return the favour, but can he show Hunted that he can get past him, and cleanly this time? as they come through the S's. Oh, the S's. And Maxwell is lining up his next overtake. He's lining up perfectly now for the start finish, or not the start finish, sorry, the back straight, the gargantuan straight, I call it. After the long snaily boy corner, which they're coming into now, and Easton's actually keeping with them quite fairly well here. And here comes Maxwell G getting a wider approach to the corner, and that will help him carry more speed. But so here comes Maxwell G then with the ERS, Slipstream and DRS, and easily through past Hunter Laxatives, and Laxatives will have to hold on to that P6, and Malley's got a 3-second time penalty, and that will be poor for him for his podium hopes. And now, oh, Maxwell's got one as well. So a lot of the drivers getting penalties already. And interestingly, Dark Killer, who came out of the pits just a lap, who was with these lot, has now come out P16 behind Matt and Felipe. So Matt and Felipe seem to currently be in front of this train of cars. So that is very interesting. And at this current moment in time, report. But this train is still going. De Schiller's now got a penalty, for God's sake. What an idiot. And Corey Marshall sticking with Malley. And he's certainly within that 3-second window. If Hunter didn't have DRS on Maxwell, I believe that would have been a very easy overtake for Mr. Easton, but obviously not to be at the moment. And Corey Marshall is the first of the front runners to get pit stop. See where he comes out. He was behind a second behind Malley. As you know, it comes up, it's a bit laggy, of course. So if he was just a second behind Malley, this is not good actually. If he's trying to get an undercut here on Malley, if Corey Marshall's trying to get an undercut, this is poor from him. He's now behind. Is that a lap car? Is that a lap pass already of Tadpole? It is Tadpole, and he is being lapped. Does he know he's being lapped? Well, he does now. Oh, he was took out Corey Marshall there. So Malley would still come up behind Surge and Payok's Kings. So that'll be very unfortunate for him. Let's see, will any of the front three now react to that decision from Corey Marshall to now pit onto the set of hards, go to the end of the race? There will be rain apparently near the end, but that will come into effect with drivers having to go on to the intermediates. We'll have to see. And Easton, even with Hunter having no DRS. No, Hunter does have DRS, doesn't he? No, he doesn't. So even with Hunter having no DRS, Easton's still not able to get in the straight. And here they come. A lot of drivers into the pits. Z-Tex into the pits, Malley into the pits. Quick piss off from the Mercedes guys. And there comes Malley and Z-Tex. And then Maxwell also coming into the pits. So Portaboot's going to need a pit now if he wants to make sure he doesn't get undercut. Maxwell's changing his wing. So Maxwell's going to lose out here positions. De Schiller's going to get ahead of him, and Easton and Hunter are all back ahead of him. I don't know why Maxwell needed to change his wing there. Maybe a slight damage from the opening lap or the opening few laps with Hunted. Maybe it was a necessary evil. And now Surge is right into the scrap here. Surge Marshall now trying to get back past Surge after coming out behind him. Corey Marshall's undercut Malley. So Malley now in a very poor position. Now he's behind Surge. What's Surge going to do? Surge going to let him go here. Mali's going to try and get him. And Surge does let him go relatively easily. Now Peox Kings, who's in the same academy, interestingly, as race leader Portly Boot. Will he now try and hold up Portly Boot's competitors? And there's Tapple being lapped there by Gecko in P7. You can see on your map on the right hand side of your screen. And there's Peox Kings being overtaken relatively easily. And with a yellow flag, and that's Zakaria is out of the race. And could this be a safety car? If it is, this would be perfect timing for Portly Boot. But I don't think it's a VSC, so this will help Portly Boot a little bit to increase his advantage here. And now you can see Zakaria there on your left of the screen. And this will help Peox Kings. And Peox Kings going to take this time to come into the pits a bit earlier than he probably would have wanted. And there is the big, look at the gap now that Portly Boot has. And now anyone who hasn't made a pit stop will probably want to make the pit stop. Peox Kings will now really come out in any relatively good place on the track. He'll might get out Dark Killer Felipe. Or we'll be close. Here he comes. Yes, he is. Just out ahead of Felipe. And he is on the mediums, Peox Kings. And everyone behind him is on hards. So that VSC coming in for Peox Kings at the exact right time as well. And Maxwell G with his rejuvenated front wing. And his rejuvenated tyres. And his rejuvenated status of angriness. He's now very angry. I can tell by the way he's driving. He's an angry boy that he's behind all this traffic now. He has to re-overtake them all. And he's now going to push his car to the limits and try and re-overtake everyone he previously had to overtake. And he's going to start it off with De Schiller. And De Schiller currently holding his place at the moment in P9, which will become P10 now, getting past Corey Marshall with the superior just speed in general of the Mercedes down that straight. And here comes Maxwell G getting past De Schiller. This is crucial for Maxwell. He needs to make short and easy work of all the cars in front of him. There's Tadpole, the lap car. Surge coming into the pits. And then fall back probably to P15. It's not been a good day for him. And Maxwell sets the fastest lap, and there's Tadpole letting him through now, the lap car. And the next driver on Maxwell's list of overtaking is a Ferrari of Easton. And Dark Killer's had a very poor race actually since his first pit stop time. He was up with Hunted and his team at Easton, but now he's down fighting with Felipe. He's actually right behind. And is he going to go for a move here, Dark Killer? No, he's not. We know Dark Killer's a very quick driver. We know the Ferrari's a very slow car. Does he deserve a better car? Yes. There's not many seats available on the grid at the moment, though. You'll probably have to wait for halfway through the season or next season. And has Gecko made a pit stop? He has. So interestingly, Gecko's made a pit stop. And he's 5 seconds at Hunted in the best of the rest position in P5 at the moment. So Gecko's doing a tremendous job at the moment. So getting very loose there, and that's going to hamper his possibility of overtaking Felipe in front of him. Or will it actually? Still going for it. Will he dive it down the inside here? On Felipe, he goes down the inside of the hairpin after the gargantuous straight. And Felipe doesn't put up too much fight there. He realises that this is not a fight worth wasting his time. And speaking of fights that aren't worth his time, Easton should surely just give the position to Maxwell to save him. He does as well. And he's going to now want Maxwell to go on ahead and try and overtake Hunted, so that Hunted then falls into the hands of Easton. But is Hunted too smart for that? Will Hunted decide, I'll let him go through just as easily as you let him go through, so that I don't lose any time on you? Or will Hunted lose his head, scrap it out unnecessarily? We'll have to see. I mean, we'll see very shortly as Maxwell's like I was saying he needed to, making short work of the midfield. The number 28 Red Bull, is it number 28? I believe it is number 28. Red Bull storming through the field. And the other Red Bull, Portly Boot, currently leading the way by 5.5 seconds. That VSC definitely helping them gain that time. And here comes Maxwell with a traditionally wide approach through that snail corner. And the ERS management is on, or the ERS is on overtake, and his DRS is wide open, and he gets the position done, slots back into place onto the racing line. And that's the position done. And Easton, sadly for him, not getting what he would want there, with a few drivers, with Hunted and Maxwell having a proper scrap out for that P6. But now, hopefully for Hunted will no longer receive the DRS, so he can then try and get past the McLaren for P7 now. And Maxwell's next target will be Gecko.